mistaken told me I was a demisexual. You guys, I didn't even know what a demisexual is, but it is so me. Okay. There are different types of sexuals out here, things that people are attracted to, right? How they
What's a demisexual?
A demisexual is a person who I can't be intimate with a man that I don't have a connection with. So I don't see one night standards. Like I've never met a man like, oh, I want to sleep with him tonight. Like I've never been that person, right? And that's because I'm a demisexual. Okay. Now, the concern comes if that is what makes her, that's her desire, meaning she likes it's something attractive about like the thrill of a one night stand or the thrill of being with a guy, without any type of connection, without any type of, without anything being there, because then that's going to be a problem in your relationship. Because when she gets married, we assume that desire just goes away, and that desire doesn't just go away. So those are the women that you should be concerned about going on these vacations with the girls' trips and so forth. Now, do I believe that that's most women? I do not believe that that's how most women carry themselves. Some women have, and I won't say high body count, but they'll have a body count because maybe they have been in several relationships, and those relationships just didn't end in marriage. So they're not just out here sleeping with a whole bunch of men. They're actually sleeping with the men that they're in a relationship with, right? So that's one person. Then you have people who are maybe a little bit of both. So to speak, and you can kind of be concerned. But I think the biggest concern is that woman who has hundreds or a high number in body count, because at that point I would have to agree with the guys. Like, you had to have, it's easy for a woman to say, oh, I want to sleep with you, so you just sit here, I just giving it away. Just, you can have it, and you can too. You can get some too. How about you? Like, why would you want to do that? But I don't know, because I'm a demisexual. So I don't understand it. But undoubtedly, it's a thing.
So,
so even when I was at Tuskegee, for most of the time I was at Tuskegee, I was a virgin until the end of my senior year. And you can check with anybody else because they all knew that I was a virgin. So, yeah. The last virgin stand.
So I listened to him. I'm first going to go on record and say I have never, not once, asked about a body count. And I'm going to be truthful here. I'm actually less concerned about your body count and more concerned about my reputation. What comes with your body count? For example, you could be with one dude, but that dude is a bad idea from the beginning. You chose him and you slept with him, and I'm not going to tarnish my reputation based off of your decision to sleep with let's call it a jailbird. I'm not gonna let that happen. Second, I focus more on how a woman moves. How she moves will determine more on what I think of her than, let's say, her body count, because how she moves will help me determine her body count.
I gotta stop you, AP, because I gotta know how she moves. How do you? That is incorrect. Because
no, it's not.
Some women can be. Listen,
y'all always try to experience women. Y'all tell men how we experience women.
No.
According to a woman, like what we see and how we see y'all is not how y'all think y'all see y'all friends. Even
no. So, your statement was, you can figure out how many bodies she's had by the way she looks, right?
I'm saying I can no, not by the way she looks.
By the way that she acts, and I actually agree with you, AP.
Yeah, by the way she moves, by the way she acts, how she behaves.
Well,
not by how she looks.
So the reason why I say that is because there are a lot of holes behind the doors. You know what I'm saying? It's women who know how to carry themselves in great, like they're not, and they be the main ones.
I see what you're saying, but I also agree with AP. And the reason I say that, look, because the opposite can be true. Like, if you're just a person with a flirty personality, sometimes people automatically assume that you're busting them down, right? Because you're flirty, but that doesn't mean that you're doing anything.
Yeah.
But what I have noticed, like, once I see it in high school too, like, and even with my son, I know the difference by the way that he moved once he started having sex. He didn't have to say anything. He just moved differently. Like, I mean, he told me, but before he even told me, I already knew because
But
of
we're talking about,
but I'm saying even the same thing with women. And I think that's what AP is talking about, is that there's a difference between a woman who has slept with somebody, you know, maybe had 1 or 2 bodies versus somebody who's had 35. The way they move is the conversation is going to be different. Like, if I only have 1 or 2 people to compare sex to, my conversation is going to be on that level. Versus
so the reason why
35 men, I'm going to have a whole hell of a lot of various experiences that I can talk about, because 1 and 2, I'm just getting started. So there's not much I'm doing. Versus by the time I hit 35, I'm swinging from ceiling now, from chandelier. Like, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff that I would not have had knowledge of knowing if I was only at 1 body count.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
And the way you even view men
over and over again, especially when let's talk about college, right? You got that girl, she's married now, she's holier than thou, okay? But we know where the choo-choo train used to get up. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to you, it's not, so what I'm saying, I'm not saying what he's saying isn't true. I'm just saying you don't want to always go by that, because you'll be amazed at how women can manipulate a situation and can carry themselves one way, like they are the most innocent people in the world, and they have a background that is not that. And that's why they won't let you go to their homecomings with them. That's why you don't get to meet them old friends, because somebody might say, and you be like, oh, I'm dating a hoe in the group.
Well, I think that's different when you're moving in a way to be deceitful about your body count or your past.
Well,
versus what I'm saying, versus somebody who knows that they have a past, they're honest about it, but by the time they met, let's say, AP, they've already knew that wasn't the move, and they have changed. So I think that's part of what AP was saying too, is what's more important to me is how she carries herself, how she moving. So you can have a woman that maybe in college, maybe in college that was cutting up, but then by the time she got out of college, got her life together in a different environment, not doing that, and just been like, man, I was acting like a fool. I don't want to be like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And then make necessary changes so she's moving differently.
But what I'm saying to you is, but what AP said, he don't want to be walking with nobody who got that look. What
was the first thing I said though? What was it? Like, you got to go back, like, you got to put it all together. The very first statement I made was body count isn't like, that's not how I'm more worried about my reputation.
So let me ask you a question. You got a woman who was known as the okay. Now she back in the day. So there are people who know she's been that way, right? And you come across these people. Okay, because life happens. Are you okay with that?
What am I looking for?
So
like, see, you got to combine this entire conversation then, because what did I say that I did? I went to her high school reunion.
We're not talking about
no, but you're missing. What am I looking for? If I'm looking for somebody that I'm gonna try to marry and try to have a relationship with, I'm gonna do all of that vetting. So, like, I'm not gonna be blindsided by it. But if I'm just looking for somebody that I'm gonna bust down, I don't care what her number is. I could care less. I just know I'm next.